Getting ready to head out to a gravel event that I've never done, but it's about 33 minutes from my house and it goes through a state forest that I've never ridden through. So I'm really excited about today's ride. It's about a 66, 67 mile ride. I don't know what the pace is going to be like. Like I said, I've never done this ride before. I'm stoked, and we're going to do it today on the Giant TCX. It's my first gravel event that I've ever done on this bike. I've done a cyclocross race, but on this particular bike, no gravel event. So getting ready to drive to Bronson, Florida. Just arrived at the venue, James H. Cobb Park in Bronson. Bronson's one of those towns that you just drive through it every once in a while. I think this is the first time I've ever actually stopped in Bronson. Nice little park. The weather today, by the way, is beautiful. It was about 45 this morning and is warming up quickly. By the time we start, I think it's going to be 60 degrees, and by the time we finish, it's going to be 70, and it's totally sunny. I think it's going to be a good turnout. I'm the earliest I've ever been to an event like this. I'm 30 minutes early. We roll out in half an hour, so I'm going to get out and meet some people and get ready for this ride.
Just to let you guys know a few things about the course. As we roll out here, we're going to head towards Highway 24 and then turn left onto the first paved sector, which leads to the first dirt sector.
I'm going to do a little bit of voiceover on this video, not a whole lot, because I want to just let the video play out with the sounds of the ride. But right there, we just hit our first dirt segment, and this route was incredibly flat. I would say we had about 250 feet of climbing over 66 miles, so it was definitely the flattest gravel route I've ever done, but it made up for it because of the amount of dirt. The whole route was 66 miles, and I would say, I'm just going to ballpark this and say 50 approximately was dirt, which is phenomenal. So we just turned on this segment, which had some more tree cover, and we were warned about the potholes on this route, and we started to hit them on this road, which really spiced it up because we're doing like 21 to 24 miles per hour. And so I've heard, now this is the first time I've done this ride, like I said at the beginning of the video, but I've heard that people have like flatted and bent rims because of the potholes. That's my buddy Carlos in front of me that some of you have seen in other videos, and he took it upon himself to call out the potholes very loudly, which was important, right? Because you're going that fast. It's really helpful to have someone point out the potholes when you're on a ride like this with a group. And so this route, I realized when I looked on the map that we were only, I don't know how many miles, pretty close to the west coast of Florida. Now, I live in north central Florida, about 30 minutes from where this ride started, and then we went south on the ride. But where I live, we have rolling hills, but on this route, it was very, very flat. But riding with a group and with so much dirt, it was a great ride. I really, really enjoyed this ride, and of course the weather made it a lot more enjoyable. So what I'm going to do now is just let the video play out so you can enjoy the sounds of the ride, and I will pick it back up at the end of the video.
I just think it'd be glad you'll settle down. These Brick City guys, they just don't know how to ride. That feels so good for it. Maybe I have to cycle.
just finished the first hour and we covered 21 miles in the first hour. Howdy, howdy. Is Will out here?
My map says 5 miles till we turn.
Out. Hold stuff out.
Going. Man, what a beautiful day. Could not be any better. Just hit 2 hours of riding and we're at 40.38 miles. Average speed dropped just a little bit because we had a lot of headwind. Got a rest stop coming up. We're at a rest stop, the only one of the ride, and then the last 27 miles goes through an area called the Devil's Hammock, and there's supposed to be a lot of water. Now turning into the Devil's Hammock. Never ridden here. Alright, back to the voiceover. So we're coming up on a section here where we started to hit some water. I didn't get a whole lot of video of the first water segment coming up, but I actually got off my bike and walked through it because I just didn't want to go home and like clean my bike and take apart the bottom bracket and the hubs. This first part was not too deep, but you're going to see one later on that got really deep. So this is the first one where I just got off and ran through it, as did a few other people, and then we had to catch back up because a lot of people did not run through it, but it wasn't too bad. The pace on this whole ride did not get crazy. There were about 3 guys off the front, and oh, here's the deep water, and this got to about knee deep, and you can see people up ahead walking, and some people tried to ride through it. It was this was deep, and so I just took my time getting through it, and then there was a group up ahead, and they just kept going, and so I ended up, this is near the end of the ride, so I kind of just didn't feel like bridging up, so I just finished out the ride by myself. The group was maybe a minute ahead of me, and I was just kind of chilling out here on the road, and then you're going to see me coming up on the final section of road, and we got back to the car at 66 miles, so it was a great ride. So really appreciate you joining me on this ride and watching the video, and with that, I'm going to go ahead and just end this video as we finish out our ride back to Bronson, Florida. Thanks for watching.